Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Darian Ellis here with the Houston 100, powered by the Minority Report. Today, my guest is the amazing Rashid Floyd, owner and CEO of Level Luxury Auto.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here with us
Thank you.
today.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So let's just jump right into it.
Let's
You're
do
an
it.
entrepreneur. You've created this fabulous business. Tell me your motivations for starting this company.
Actually, been in the auto industry since 2013,
Okay.
and kind of did my apprenticeship learning from working for a big company, a big dealership, and then kind of learned the front end and the back end of the business. And at that time, I was starting a family. My son's getting older, and if you know anything about the car business will really eat you up and spit you out.
Wow.
Like, you have very little time for your family and to yourself. So I learned what I need to learn, and as my son was getting older, I'm really involved with him. Like
That's
school
good.
stuff, if we're doing Little League, I want to be there for all that. So
Right.
in order for me to do that, I need to be self-sufficient and work on my own. So I decided to start the business, go full-time a couple years ago.
Okay, so let's get into why you chose boutique and luxury and
Right.
exotic cars as
Yeah.
opposed to, just your I don't want to say basic, but
Right.
just a nice family car.
Yeah,
Why
what?
exotic?
It's funny you asked that. It just kind of happened naturally, because I've only worked at the dealership level. I've only worked for Cadillac, right?
Ah.
So we're already dealing with a luxury client,
Got
right?
it.
And then it just kind of people that I would sell primarily like Escalades to. It would be like guys who were work for Fortune 500 companies, whether it's for them or it's for the wives and stuff like that. And they would always reach out to me for my opinion on other vehicles that they were buying.
Ah,
And they would kind of call me because they trust me.
right.
And I was like, okay. And then one thing led to another. I started helping assist them with other vehicle purchases, and I started kind of promoting it
Okay.
on social media. And then it just kind of started rolling from there, and just word of mouth type of stuff where people reach out to me, and I have that kind of a background from
Right.
dealing with those high-end clients. And I just say, all right, well, let's make it something to where it's a niche for them to cut the process in half, because nobody really likes sitting in traditional car dealerships
Right.
anymore, especially if you're a business professional, athlete, or entertainer. You don't have time for all that. So that's
So
what
what do you enjoy most about your company?
I enjoy the freedom, and I love cars. I always have.
What's your favorite car?
Favorite car right now would probably be the Rolls-Royce Wraith.
Ooh, why?
Yeah, because it's a big coupe, and I'm a big guy. I'm tall. I'm 6'6", so I need the size, and it's kind of the combination of the two. It's a two-door, kind of sporty, but it's also luxury. It's a Rolls-Royce. So that's definitely my favorite, and I just love being around cars in the hustle and bustle of it. Getting up and hustling every day.
I see. Okay, so aside from luxury auto sales, tell me about your other businesses.
I started a clothing company in 2009. Actually,
Okay.
It's called Nelson Barquet. That's my grandfather's name.
Okay.
A lot of people ask me who's that or who's Nelson. That's my grandfather's and my
Tell me
mother's
why
family.
was it important for you to build your company around him?
Right. Well, when he passed, he was like my role model. My dad was in my life, but my grandfather was like he was my Black Panther to me growing up.
Okay.
So very, very smart, but street smart. Like, he had small rural Louisiana. He had a 5th grade education, but he was known all around that part of Louisiana as being a chef, and he worked for like high-end luxury people. So I'd always see him like dressing in like $500 suits. This was
Nice.
20 years ago.
Ooh.
Small, so I was like, whoa, like this was crazy back then. So he was always like, he was self-taught, but he learned around his surroundings.
Okay.
So I just wanted to come up with something. Like, what's a good name? I was like, boom, why not use this name? It's different, it's unique.
So what's the aesthetic for
Instead
that?
I call it, it's kind of street couture fashion.
Please explain that.
Yeah. So it's you can dress it up, dress it down. You can wear it very leisurely. You can wear it to the grocery store, throw on some some nice little tennis shoes, and going out, or maybe a little hoodie, still be fashionable.
Right.
And then you can dress it up. You can go out for a night on town with your girls or your guys, having a few drinks, and just kind of that's urban socialite type of atmosphere. So that's kind of what I gear towards.
I like that. So COVID obviously has
Yeah.
completely changed everybody's lives. What's the toughest decision that you've had to make within the last few months?
Wow, the toughest decision. That's a great question. The toughest decision is actually to continue to bet on myself and bet on the businesses, because if anybody knows, if you're taking care of business or you're running a business yourself, you have to pour back into it, and that's physically, mentally, and financially. And at those times, you want to be a little tight with your money because you didn't know what was going to go on,
Right.
especially in the early stages. But, you know, I bet on myself and bet on my business. And, you know, thank God it's been paying off so far.
Yes, good. Congratulations.
Thank
So,
you.
aside from the financial profits, because we know we love the financial profits of
Right,
being
for
an
sure.
entrepreneur, I know you mentioned your son and your family. What are the other rewarding aspects of being an entrepreneur?
Just calling my own shots and
Yeah.
being there for my son. Right now, I've got him. You know, he's at summer camp, but I can go get him anytime I want to, and we can go play and run around, and I can travel because I wasn't able to do that in the past. So that's just more quality of life is what I'm enjoying.
I understand.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
quality
sure.
of life. That's important.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs, not necessarily in the clothing industry or the luxury auto industry, just they want to start a business?
Right.
What information would you tell them?
First and foremost, I always talk about having an apprenticeship somewhere. Find a mentor, someone that'll give you those
mentorship.
jewels that you need. And then, like I said, from the car side of it, you know, I worked for a dealership. I worked in finance. I worked as a sales manager. I worked as a salesperson. So I'm able to see the front and back end.
Right.
So with that, I know contracts. I know finance and things of that nature.
Okay.
So I did that to, you know, then be comfortable enough going out. So I think do your research, get an apprenticeship, or find a mentor.
So please, what can we expect from you and these different businesses that you're building in the next like 5 years?
Right. Well, the goal for Level Luxury Automotive is to have a large dealership, 4 walls, a space, physical space there, and then for my brand to continue to grow as far as my Car Guides YouTube series.
Ooh, car guides.
Yeah,
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So what we do is we give you a behind-the-scenes look at me dealing with these high-end clients, me locating the vehicle, delivering the car to them. So that's on YouTube. It's Car Guides.
Nice.
So that's been growing as well, and just keep growing the brand overall. So and just
Okay.
being there for my son.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please let our viewers know where they can find you and your amazing businesses.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at Rashid_the Car Guide, GAWD. And the clothing line is NB as Nelson Barquet _clothing. And a lot of great things coming, so y'all stay tuned. I appreciate it.
This has been a pleasure. Again, my name is Darian Ellis here with our Houston 100, powered by the Minority Report. Stay tuned.